What's up, B? Capybara, capybara, capybara. Isn't this cute? Oh my gosh, a little capybara. His name is Cherry. I got Cherry for me and Matcha, a green one, for my sister. And she was like, okay, Cosmo and Wanda. But anyway, without further ado, welcome to my video. We are doing my January reading wrap up. Have to think. Sorry. But anyways, I read 8 books in January. So without further ado, let's get to the list. First book I read was Atomic Habits by James Clear. I really like this book. I thought it was really good. What a great review. Just a stunning, well-articulated review. I thought it was really good. My favorite takeaway from it was they were talking about, like, don't make your habit be to go running in the morning, every morning. Make it like, I'll put on my shoes every morning and get out the door, and that's my habit. And then, like, the running comes afterwards and makes it just that much easier. I definitely read it again. I want to read it, like, at the start of every year. I think that'd be kind of cool, just to reread it every year. I listened to the audiobook. I didn't read along, so I kind of want to get a copy, like a physical copy to read along with. I think I'll absorb the information better, because a lot's going on up in this little mentally ill noggin. So sometimes I don't always pay attention to the entire audiobook, especially with nonfiction. But what can you do? I did like it, though. I would definitely read it again. So Atomic Habits was number 1. The next book I read, I did listen to the audiobook on this one too, but I did pay attention, and it was so good. I have to get a physical copy for my library, and I really liked it. It's called The Art Thief, a true story of love, crime, and a dangerous obsession by Michael Finkel. Finkel? Yeah, I think it was Finkel. But it was so good. It was about this, like, it's a true story of this guy, I think in France, and he would, like, steal stuff from museums and galleries and all this stuff, and had, like, this huge art collection that he all stole, and his, like, girlfriend slash fiance, like, helped him steal, and then he goes to court, and, like, I don't want to spoil it, though. Oh my gosh, I forgot about spoilers. But that just sets it up. And it's a true story. I really liked it. It was an interesting story. But yeah, I definitely want to get a copy of the physical book for my collection because it was really good. Okay, and then the next book I read was Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. Bronte? I'm not sure. But I did like this. I've said in other videos that I'm not a big classic reader, and that is just because in school I didn't read many classics, and I went to public school, so my education, not the best. But I will say that I do consider myself a smart person. But the language in it was a little bit different, and it's from the 1800s, so it was not the easiest to keep up with, I thought. But when I was scrolling Instagram, somebody was like, Wuthering Heights is one of the most accessible and easiest to read classics. Like, maybe you need to go back to school if you didn't understand it. And I'm like, bitch, maybe I need to go back to school, but what good's that gonna do? I'm an adult. It would be at a college level, and I ain't going to college. But anyway, I got Wuthering Heights. I definitely read it again. I want to go see the movie with Jacob Elordi and Margot Robbie. I think I'm going to go with Taylor and her mom and their family this month. I'm so excited. And I want to watch the, like, 6 or 7 old editions of the movie and stuff. So I think watching the movie will help me understand the story a little better. My favorite part was the grave. I'll just say that. I'm sorry if that's a spoiler, but girl, 1800s. But anyway, yeah, I gave it 5 stars because I liked it, and I don't think you should give classics any less than 5 stars because they're classics. So anyway, the next book I read, I listened to the audiobook, was The Tenant by Frida McFadden. It was so good. My sisters read, like, all the Frida McFadden books, and I definitely think that The Tenant is a good one to start out with. It's the only Frida McFadden I've read, but it was really good and super entertaining, easy to follow along, easy language, unlike Wuthering Heights. But anyway, I like The Tenant. I think I give it 4 or 5 stars. I think 5 stars even. I liked it. I'm definitely going to have to read some more Frida McFadden. They're just fun little books. Okay, the next book, I was so excited to read this one. It's called Single on Purpose, Redefine Everything, Find Yourself First by John Kim. I really liked this book. I listened to the audiobook, but I definitely, I would get a physical copy of it for my library, but then I'm like, well, I'm not planning on being single forever. I don't want to like manifest being single forever by buying a Single on Purpose book, because am I single on purpose? I'm learning to be. I definitely want a relationship, and I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting a relationship. I don't think there's anything wrong with being single or in a relationship, if it's, as long as it's healthy and you're happy either way. But I definitely don't need a relationship to be happy. I'm a happy person anyway, but I would like a relationship. But I read that book and I liked it. It was really good. Again, glowing review coming from the Soul Mentally Ill Brain. But I highly recommend people read, if they're upset with being single, read that book, Single on Purpose by John Kim, because it really reframes things and puts you into a mindset where you might see like people in the world and stuff being in relationships, but a lot of times they're not happy. So it's like, you kind of have to weigh out, like, would I want to be in an unhappy relationship or be single on purpose? And it's like, I'd rather be single on purpose than in an unhappy relationship. But that's just me. But anyway, the next book I read was Raja Yoga. Oh, I have the book. Raja Yoga by Swami Vivekananda. This book made me not want to be a yogi, but it's required reading for the magical AA order. Not Alcoholics Anonymous, but like the magical order. But anyway, I read this book because it was required reading. Would I get away from it? That I don't want to be a yogi, honestly. I don't think that you have to be a yogi to be a magical practitioner. I'm not really big on a lot of Eastern, like, spirituality. I don't really resonate with it. Like, Hinduism is a beautiful religion, I think. I want to read the, what's it called? Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita? I don't know what it's called. Their holy book. I do want to read that just because I think it's a great book to learn about Hinduism and stuff. I don't really resonate with Buddhism. Not for me. Raja Yoga, not for me. What'd I give it? I think I gave it 3 stars because there was some stuff in here that was beneficial, but for the most part, I'm like, I don't feel like you have to be a chaste yoga master, yogi, to create change in the world and become one with the Godhead. I just don't think that's necessary. So, but anyway, then the next book I read, this book, freaking 6 stars. I'm serious, 6 stars if I could rate it. The Aleister Crowley Manual by Marco Visconti. This book was amazing. Gonna read it again over and over and over again until I get the shit down. Great place to start if you're new to Aleister Crowley or magic in general. Gives a step-by-step guide into meditation as your first step. The Kabbalistic Tree of Life. Let me show. Here we go. I'll just flash it because I think there's copyright, but and then like it goes on to like tarot and stuff like that, the signs, how to do Liber the Helios, the LBRP, the Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Pentagram, how to visualize, the Four Corners, that kind of stuff. So if I could start with this book, I would have, but I didn't, and I really liked it. Kind of expensive book, but so worth it. Start here if you're interested in a magical practice. 6 stars. Okay, and then the last book I read was another audiobook. It was 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think by Brianna West. My biggest takeaway from that book was when, again, it kind of goes back to the Single on Purpose book, but I liked the essays. I want to get a physical copy of the book so I can reread it. I just can't do audiobooks very well. Like, I'm listening to the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People right now in the audiobook. I'm like, struggling to get through it. I just don't think I can do audiobooks solely audio, you know? Unless it's just like I don't want to fully like comprehend the entire book, you know? I have to read along with the audiobook or just read to really soak in the information. But the parts I did soak in from 101 Essays was the part where they're like, just, okay, you're single. We know that you want a relationship, but how you can think about this is like from a broader perspective, think about it like a spiritual reason that you might be single, and think that there's something on your soul's journey that you have to accomplish alone. There's just something you have to do. I'm like getting the chills just thinking about it. There's something you have to do that you have to accomplish alone, and that's the reason you're single. There's nothing inherently wrong with you. It's not that you're not worthy. It's not that you haven't put yourself out there. It's not that you're not attractive or anything like that, or that you of all people don't get to have a relationship for some reason, but that spiritually there's a reason that you're single, and it's because you have something on your soul's mission to do solo. So that put it into perspective. I like that. Sucks hearing, but hey, it doesn't make it any less true. I definitely think that's true. So anyway, but yeah, that's my reading wrap up. 8 books in January. It's February 6th today. I'm on my 3rd and 4th books reading. Like I said, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is the 3rd book, and then you'll have to wait till next month to see what I read. But I got 2 books down already, so that's exciting. But yeah, that's my reading wrap up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you could, please. And you know what? Have yourself a merry, happy little day. Peace.